Hello, 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 and welcome back to another live stream. How's it going, everyone? Happy Thursday. So close. One more day. One more day. And then Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. I recorded Saturday's video. I haven't edited it, but I recorded it, so that's good. Of course, I remembered something that I forgot to set before I packaged, which was the damage of the weapon, so I did that and I repackaged it, but I did it all, so now I just need to edit it, which is a lot faster now that I don't have to also record it. I mean, I guess the recording didn't take long, but still, some time. So I got tomorrow to do it. Gonna try to do it like over lunch or something. We will see. Today though, I am gonna be finally actually making the boss room that I wanted to do yesterday using the tools that we made. And we're gonna make a cool spider boss room thing. Yes. That's gonna be the plan. Cool spider boss room thing. And I might make some more tools for it. I'm already thinking that I might wanna like randomly put some holes in areas to like break things up, maybe at edges or something. I don't know. We'll see. Well, once we start making it, we'll see what we wanna add / remove. So, yep. That's the plan. Other than that, same old. So, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Love it when it flags a little bit there. It's very good. Very good. So, I want to make a level for the spider. I want the lighting to be the same as the other levels. So, I might want to just edit the level of the spider, the current level of spider, I guess. Hey, Blue Sticker, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Welcome. So what I'm going to do is actually come here, grab you, grab all of this, copy it, and then go to the boss room. And then we're probably going to need to clear everything, but I just want to see white fog. I want to get rid of that. Lots of lights, proto cubes, skylight. Remove that, and now I can paste in the stuff. Aha! Ta-da! What is all the shadows from? I guess don't question. Just don't question it. Do not question anything, and it's gonna be just fine. For now, though, I'm gonna do a cleanup on all of these. And we're gonna start from effectively scratch. Let's get rid of all of you. Bam. Yeah, you can stay for now. Spider can stay. All of these point lights can go away. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that. Okay. Get rid of them blocking volumes. We can keep those for now. Blocking volumes. I mean, really, we only need to keep one. Okay. Now we get to make a level. Ain't that exciting? I guess. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. We have the floor. So that's 0, 0, 0. So now we can actually put, you know what? Let's put the boss at 0, 0, 0. That'll make it easier to, for different things. We can obviously move these also to 0, 0 here. And then we can adjust accordingly. But, oh, this has, fake moving shadows. Square moving shadows. What is that from? What is that from, actually? I like it. Just don't want to clarify. I like it. Ah, there's a light function material on it. There you go. Let's welcome in. How's it going? You're doing well. And the directional light. What we're cooking today, we're making a pretty level for the spider boss. With all the nice tools that we made in the last couple of days. So that's gonna be the thing. Okay. Done. Right? That's all we need. You haven't seen anything from my game in a while? Well, then, you know, reason to watch it, reason to watch Saturday's devlog. Right? I'm even gonna put myself here. Look how nice this looks. With the shadows. Oh, why can't I? Oh, is that with the? Is that where the one blocking volume that I left? That's where it is. Yeah, that's where I happened to run immediately into the one blocking volume that I left. That is just configured properly. Good job. You're just gonna drop it down to like below. Hey, Bronze Owl, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You miss telling me how bad I am and not being helpful at all? I mean, we all miss that. Let's be honest. So it's okay, you know. How's the new job though? Is the new job treating you well? Just move that down for now. Okay, how do we want to do this? So here's what I was thinking. First of all, I was thinking that you start, oh my good, oh, this is really cool. You know what? This was not intentional. This is the path tool, and this is the path tool on a diagonal. And that just makes random pieces of them, a path. So it just helps to break up the design a little. And it's kind of a pattern here. You can make a pattern design. Oh my god, that looks like a skull. Oh my god, that looks like a skull. Oh, I have to keep that. Oh, I have to keep that. You like the job, you're good at it? There are many things to improve organization management. Yeah, that's usually the case. I'm keeping that. That is pretty much always the case. Centerpiece skull, yeah. Okay, well now I need to have the start position be like here. So that way I start, and then you immediately see the skull. That's the direction. See, okay, so now we're making progress already. I think I can still modify this and it won't affect the road, right? Yeah, that doesn't affect the road. Excellent. Excellent. Is what it is when trying to learn sculpt to partner with a coworker on a side gig. If you do well, then you can both work by yourselves. I mean, good luck. Try to learn as much as you can to do it. Because I mean, if you can your freelance, like minimum effectively would be considerably higher than like most people's minimum in terms of how beneficial it is to you, because you live in a country with a lower income. So like a realistic minimum that people would charge online for something is already like pretty good for you. So, and then obviously you can get better from there. So yeah, it's a good option for sure. Spidey gonna climb some walls? No, no. No Spidey climbing walls. We already have all the mechanics of the boss. We just need to actually create the area for it. You guys want to model the action figures, so you would be modeling for and others. Wait to learn ZBrush first. You know what? Learn ZBrush. Keep in mind, there's also other programs as well. You could just do it in Blender. You could also do it. I think is Mudbox a thing? Oh, no one uses Mudbox. No, nobody uses Mudbox. I don't know why I said Mudbox. Let's do. If I did a big square arena, do I want to do a square? I don't really want to do a square arena. Let's do -5, 8 +5, 8. Oh, but this is not centered. Ask it. We'll get a general size of it and go from there. Obviously, it's not going to be just a big square. Could be modeling my main character next year. Who knows? You should have an octagon. No. We're gonna have like this is gonna be a little more broken up. I just want to check the size first. I know what? I don't want to check it with you. Just gonna drop you down. I just want to see how big do I want to have this area in terms of playability. That seems way too far. That seems too big. And like I know it's a boss arena, but like I think for a boss arena it's too big. So yeah, let's make it a little smaller. Let's do 9 minus 4. I gotta use this monitor again. This number does not matter. It's about centered. So let's do maybe. I'm now centering on the skull thing. Okay, that seems good. Octagon has 8 sides. Spiders have 8 legs. It's funny. Okay, I think we go a little bit shorter, and that's going to be our main area. All right. I really like that skull. That unintentional skull. Okay. I think we go with something like this. So what I want to do is break up the edges. Now, probably the best way of doing that is just to make more points. And add a lot of spline points. Right, and then we can just start doing weird things with it and start breaking it up. We'll need even more spline points. I wonder if there's a better way of doing this. Maybe. If I think of one, or if you think of one, or you guys think of one, let me know. For now, though, we'll just do it this way. Or we have some variations here. And as long as it feels like somewhat random, that means it doesn't need to be like actually random, but it feels like it's not a very obvious setup here, like very obvious corner or something like that. That's not bad. I think I just want a little more here. I think that's pretty cool. I don't like that this looks like the same kind of angle here. It's the only thing. Can't have this be a dome. Yeah, what about something like this? Let me turn off the music settings. On. Connecting. There it is. Okay. Oh, hold on. Music volume is at 0. Oh, am I not? Where's the music track? Where's the sound? Sound cue. Do this one? Oh, I didn't add it to the boss stuff. Ah. Beautiful silence. Beautiful. Okay. Am I hearing it, or did it just randomize to the song that it actually plays here? Hold on. Oh my god. It just randomized to the song, to the music that plays here. Where's my music stuff? Where's my music? I think he just randomized to. I think he randomized to the same song that I was playing. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. I gotta give it that. So my what I foresee here is, first of all, the main area is gonna be like a lot of broken areas, and then I want to have a little bit of small floating islands that you can see if you go to the edges. I want a pathway that kind of goes from the main area to kind of the center area, and in that area I want it to be like the stone materials and stuff like that. So you want to have a little bit of a interest, and then we can put in some statues there, so like, you know, make it more interesting. Hey Vinny, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's versus spline in PCG? How come? Why is it so hard to perfectly align square tiles in a square spline? I mean, it's not hard. It's just you gotta slightly move them a little to the left or to the right, and then you're good. Basically, the reason it's like that is because the first points are perfectly on the spline, and then there's float point. I think it's the float point rounding that's making it on the spline and off the spline when it's like, when it's right there. That's the first line, or any line that's like very close to it like that. I think that's what's happening. So if you make it just a little bit bigger, right, then you kind of solve the problem. You generate a perfect square spline, it won't align procedurally? What do you mean? What do you mean by it won't align procedurally? You can just rotate the entire thing. Spline is procedural, so you can be moving it, or but you can move the spline in PCG. Doesn't matter that, yeah, if you make a spline in PCG, you can move it. You could even move the spline information you get from a real spline in the world in PCG. Yeah, that's not, you're not stuck with whatever it is. You can move those around. That's the beauty of PCG. It's all fully controllable. The level's dynamic. Well, it's starting to sound like the problem isn't the spline. That you started with it saying the spline in the PCG is the problem, but it's starting to sound like the spline and the PCG have nothing to do with the problem. I could be wrong. The splines generate at random locations a perfect square. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So what's the problem? You should need tweak points. So what's the problem? I'm trying to understand the problem.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Tiles are not aligned. So why don't you first align to whatever you need and then spawn it from that is already going to be relative to the thing you're aligned to. That seems like a decent way of doing it, right? And then you know that all the rest of the points will be aligned because you did it relative to the first point that was aligned. That would be contained inside the spline perfectly. I mean, it depends on your grid size and the size of your squares. If you're making a 10 by 10 square and you want to fit exactly 10 by 10, 10 1 by 1s by 10 1 by 1s, then you're not going to get it. What you'd want to do is make like an 11 by, you want to make like a 10.2 like 10.2 or something like that, where none of the points would be perfectly on it, theoretically. Then you should get, I believe, the results you want. But yeah, it honestly, actually, no. Why are you making a spline? Just use create points grid and just use a points grid. If you want a square, there you go. What is the point of the spline, actually? Unless you need to do get the border of it. But if you need the border of it, you could, like, if you need a border only, you could get 2 create points grids of different sizes and one subtract from the other to get just the outline. So maybe just swap to create points grid if spline's giving you trouble. And zoom in. You get a small offset either to the left or to the right. Probably one of those things that I just need to see to like fully comprehend, is what I'm guessing. I'm sure there's a way around it. Or not. I mean, it's really 50-50, right? It could be that you're stuck with this forever. That is always a possibility. I can make it do stuff like this too. Oh, I can make shapes like this too, where I can just go around. I should make more shapes like that. That's a nice and interesting shape. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that's better. So now I want to do the thing I just did in other areas. Yeah. Make it more interesting. Make it more interesting. Yeah, that one's a lot more interesting than those. I think we can come back to them. Yeah. Do I come back to them? Do I do it now? I don't want to do it now. If you find a way to keep grid points inside the spline area, that's a good solution. I mean, there's several ways of doing it. You can do you can use one create grid points around across the entire thing, and then whatever you create just selects and filters out only those points instead of it being the one that creates the points. Does that make sense? So you have one, just create one across the entire area. It'll be perfectly gridded. And then another spline or whatever you want can just select it in a section. And you know that in that section, it will always be perfect. If you're doing like a top-down ground type thing, and you want it to be in a perfect grid consistently, hey, that's the solution. Where it starts at the top, I mean, it doesn't matter at that point. So what I'm talking about is you make a grid across the entire world, right? Just use a create points grid and put it on the entire world, okay? And then when you create your spline or whatever you're doing, let's say you created one here, instead of this square, right, creating the points, it says, hey, I'm overlapping these ones, so just keep those and remove the rest. You do an intersection, and then just say, okay, just these, and then you can project them down or whatever you need to do. If you need to put them exactly on the ground, right? Then from there, you just the remaining ones you project down, and you're good. You're on the ground exactly, and you're just left with this perfect grid. And then you don't need to worry if this is a little off or rotated or whatever. That's my solution. So if you're if you're worried about new sections not lining up, intersection is the opposite. Difference removes that area. Intersection keeps only that area. So slightly different, but yeah, same idea. It's a lot more interesting than just waves, basically. Now. A lot more interesting. You thought your issue was because you're in 5.5? No, it has nothing to do with versions. Splines and stuff like that doesn't change between versions. Yeah. It's just the way you were doing it, just... That's all. There's many ways of doing something. So, you just gotta... If one way doesn't work, just look into another. That is all. And then, you know, maybe in a different point in the future, that version that you were using will work better. And then I think it really all depends on what you're trying to achieve and how much control or whatever else you need. Let's see. Yeah, this is more interesting than this. I wish I could select multiple points still. That's something I still want access to. I want to be able to select multiple points and move them in a big group. Please, Unreal? Epic, can we get that in? I'd love that. Following my building tutorial? Yeah, but the building tutorial is not really for your use case. The building tutorial isn't necessarily, I mean, at this point, it was made in 5.4. It is not necessarily the best way of doing, like, generic stuff. It is just, hey, here's a way of creating a building. Learn some PCG along the way. Would I create a building the way the PCG, that tutorial, shows these days? No. Would I have done it back then? Probably still no. It is more designed to teach you how to use PCG and different tools and things like that and how to think than it is a step-by-step of like, hey, here's like the best way of doing like this stuff. I basically show you the tools, and it's up to you then to use them. Makes sense for the time of the release date, yeah. Because now if you're trying to make a building, you would use probably grammar. But in either case, like I wouldn't personally make a building like that modular. Like to that degree. I would like use bigger pieces. Like personally. But, you know. It's a tutorial. I used what I had in terms of like Megascan's assets, so. That's what we're left with. This is the last side. I think this is the last side. Sort of. That was the first side, so technically, yes, it's the last side, but I'm gonna take a look at the first side because now I'm doing things a little bit differently. Doesn't really matter. The border, again, shouldn't matter at all, but yeah, it's like if I'm taking the time to do this, I might as well do this and figure out how I'd want it to actually work for others in the future. Because I'm thinking of doing the same kind of box grid, whatever you want to call it, style for other, environments. For organic shapes, splines seem good. Yeah, they're great for organic shapes. Or you need like a perfect cube, then you might as well use grids. It makes life easier. And I'm all for making life easier. Specifically my life, I should say. I'll be happy if your life also becomes easier. But really, I care about making my life easier. Happy devs, happy players. That, a lot of times I think that is true. If a dev has a lot of fun making a game, they will have players that have fun playing it. If a dev is miserable making the game, then yeah, there's a good chance that the player will also be miserable. Hey, so kid, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hey, Mr. Expert at all this PCG. I don't know if I am, as far as YouTube is concerned, at least. Have you ever tried to search just Unreal Engine / UE5 and PCG or procedural content generation or procedural or anything like that? My videos don't come up pretty much at all. So I don't know. I'm clearly not doing it right. I come up, they do for you? Yeah, when I search even incognito, I don't get it. If this channel doesn't cover a PCG subject, it probably does not exist. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know how to do. I wish I was as smart as you guys think I am. That'd be so nice. Like Unreal Engine C++? Yeah, but I'm talking about things that matter. Hey, Red Jasper, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Right, you can start working your game again? Nice. Good to be back in your computer? Nice. Have fun. Okay, there's our border. There's our semi-random border. Because I say hi, so hi. Hello. Do you like my skull? Here, I'll make the skull bigger for you. Like my skull? It was an unintentional skull, which is the best kind of skull. Let's hope your head doesn't hurt too much tomorrow. Now, if your head hurts, just, you know, there's an easy solution to this. If you cut off your head, there's no head, so it can't hurt anymore, right? Easy peasy. Did you actually? Okay, well, this is geez, you basically went halfway there then. Glad it went well, clearly. She in the hospital bed right now? Ah. I mean, you just took my advice almost a little too literally when I said, you know, cut your head out. You know, that's the most literal interpretation of what I said. I don't know about this. But I'm glad it went well. Recovering really well. Good to hear. Very good to hear. How? Okay. Let's go. So the center is... Maybe I should do the center first. What has what has priority? The stone has priority. Okay. So what I could do then... be up in the air, first of all. Can I... select all spline points. Just like that. Delete it. Spline point type, or spline generation panel. Circle. $1,000. Seems good. And there's our circle. Oops. There's our circle. Should I make the circle bigger? I'm happy to hear it's manageable, Pseudo Kid. Hey Leo, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. What do you think is better? Have a PCG for each dungeon room? Or a single for each dungeon? What? Have a PCG for each dungeon room or a single for each dungeon? Elaborate. Have your skull drilled into and then having them poke around your brain
Pausing for
isn't great. We're not having head cakes the next day. Who would have guessed? He's recovering, Leo. Is it PCG not runtime? PCG can be done at runtime in terms of like hierarchical generation where it just loads and unloads certain chunks. Yeah, that part can be done at runtime, but everything I do usually is not a runtime with PCG. I would not generate a dungeon with PCG if that's what you're talking about, Vinny. Equivalent, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Like, I would use PCG in a room, but I would not generate the entire thing with PCG. Like, right now, I'm using PCG as tools. Like, I'm not using a single graph to make a room here. No, if you're not doing it at runtime, then it doesn't really matter, right? In the end. Let's see how this is. Right, that's not bad. It makes it a little more interesting. I could have it split. I could have it go right and left. Does having multiple actors PCG? Oh yeah, not if you're in non-runtime. You want your Holy Crab name back? I don't know why it's changed to these names. I don't know what the other names were compared to what it is now. Like the shadow effect is nice. Well, thank you. You're one of the few that watched it. Despite, I don't understand. Like it seemed like it got like a lot of upvotes on Reddit and stuff. It seemed like everyone's talking about it. Well, not everyone. Like a lot of people are talking about it compared to like other videos. But view-wise, it's worse than even the material sampling one. It's perplexing. I wish I understood YouTube better. Right, we could do something like this. We're gonna have a little more interesting path design. To be fair, you immediately see this area. I could, you know what I could do? No one said this area has to be in the middle. No one said this has to be in the middle. Why don't I just have it further away? Right? No one said I have to go from the middle. I'll have a good one, Sudokid. Thanks, stand by. Best of, I was gonna say best of luck, but it's not really even luck. Hope your recovery goes well and quick. Remind me that the word you forgot to mention on the spline squares issue, runtime. That's why you couldn't tweak points to align. Yeah, but the method that I showed, what I explained, has nothing to do with runtime or not runtime. The only difference between runtime and not runtime is performance. You caring about performance of how long it takes to calculate and not. That's it. That's the only difference. What I just do. There we go. I don't know what the hell happened there. Okay, let's try. Let's try something like this. Okay, now we have it split. Obviously, if you know that it splits, it doesn't matter. I could move this one even further, honestly. So that way I can maybe move this one further right. Sure, generate gridded points within actor bounds? Yeah, do it. You could also do it unbound if you want to. But it's more points, right? It's more calculations. Then you eventually will reach the map generation stage. You're going to do a grid generation. Grid generation will make it easier to do if you do something like that. For sure. If you go with something like a grid base, you're going to have an easier time. I want to... Oh! Holding control and shift does let me select multiple points. Oh my god. Because shift doesn't. And neither does control, but control shift. Oh my god, guys, I learned something amazing. I can actually select multiple times with control and shift in the editor. Wait. Yeah. Excellent. Nice. Nice. Plan to combine PCG plus Blueprint C++ if needed to generate maps. So while the grid generates tiles, PCG will determine what gets put where. I mean, yeah, if you're PCG, so the reason PCG is not good with dungeons, things like that, if you're using pre-made rooms, for example, is it does not know any information about what is next to it. So for example, here, if you have this room, it needs a door here and a door here, or a connection here and here, right? Slash a wall here and here. But it doesn't know there's a room here. It doesn't know there's a point here. It doesn't attach here because there's a connection. It just spawns something next to it. Right? And that's the whole problem of PCG with stuff like this, where it doesn't know what's around it. So if you made pre-generated room where you have a corner here that is no no doors, but here are the 2 doors, and you wanted to generate like this, how do you tell it to generate only in these scenarios? Right? It's just PCG is just right now it's not there. There's way too many decals. Let's reduce that. That's better. If PCG generates splines and spline loops and leave that augment any data that it needs to, and that will drive the grid tiles. What? And spline loops? I'm not sure I follow. If you need like if you need procedural dungeon, the PCGX has procedural dungeons where it creates, it can do like, you could set it up to spawn procedural dungeons where you generate through like a grid based pieces. Personally, I prefer, you know, pre-made rooms because you have a lot more control, but that is another alternative. If I put you there, where's the effect? Let's just see what happens. So he will run to me quite early. I wonder if there's a way of, you know, I could do can I modify your state tree to aggro me only? In range, like once I get to a certain range. But I could hit him from further away. Common range is 1,000, but idle state here 10,000. I could do this. Actually, I don't need to change the idle state. Problem is, if I made this too small, I could run away from him, and then he's going to get confused. Okay, that's something I might look into later. I'm not gonna worry about that now. You're gonna have your room center vector, or the 4 corner points. Now trying to figure out the floor. What do you have the room center vector? Oh, like 3D like vector variable position. Imagine a grid of points is like 100 or 1,000 dimension. Using noise, you can generate media less than 5 that are randomly placed, weighted away from the edge. From those points, they extend outwards to create basically circular splines. Then line-based splines that connect to each one that is. Yeah, if you want like. What happens when you have overlapping? You're putting random points. You can have a chance of overlapping. And you're gonna work around that. There's dungeon setups in PCG EX. If you are talking about something like that, like old school dungeon where you have like a little path in between, and there's a room, and then you have a path, and there's a room, right? Old school dungeons. There's ways of doing it with the PCG EX. PCG is partition. How does that work? What does work? Maybe I should do this. Actually, screw it. I kind of like the idea of one of them being just broken up like this, actually. So I say less than 5. It's possible that it's not guaranteed 5, and maybe it deletes one by distance. Yeah, you'll look into PCGX. Okay. Would have been good if you did a singular spline, have the point scale affect the width. Yeah, that might have been the better way of doing it. The idea was I might want to have like a large area versus small area, right? That was the idea. So now that I'm going to the use case, maybe better to do a single spline version. And yeah, do it the way you're describing. But that wouldn't allow me to do fun things like this. And wouldn't allow me to do fun things like this very easily. So there's pluses and minuses. Why not both? I mean, that is a good question. I don't have a good answer, but that is a good question. Okay. Let's say we have that. You grab the cliff. I'd love to be able to select this, see the spline through this. Thank you, Unreal. You're so helpful. Oh, is it because of game mode? Okay, fair enough. I love it when it drags the wrong point that I want. Stop it, Unreal. Dragging to the right. That means I'm on the other point. Oh my god. I hate you. I hate you, Unreal. Oh, not actually, but stop it. Stop doing that. It's the worst. It's the worst. Why are you doing that to me? Yeah, dragon left now. Well, now it's fine because dragon left. I'll need to. I haven't added blockers yet, obviously. But, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. You're so happy the inventory system is approaching a semblance of functionality? Nice. Yeah, that's good. Now implement and drag and drop. Have pickups. Yeah. Yeah, but you're getting there. And that's the main thing. How have the environment tools been working? Oh, this is the first time I'm using them to stream. So far so good. You plan on making scriptable tools for these once they're finished? Once they're finalized? Oh, you know what? That would have been a... I just realized something. Thanks for reminding me. I appreciate it. Why don't you remind me earlier? Where's the floor? It's modeling. Yep. Crate you. Existing. Supply index. Loop. Ta-da! I forgot about that little dude. I made a video on that too. It's fine. I remember. Now I remember. What I could do... I'm trying to think of what is a good ways of... have the boss just be there until, like, you come closer. But I'll figure something out. Put you all the way here. At least for now. There you go. Oh, there we go. So now when you get to the, at least when you get to this area you start seeing him, which is good. That's a little bit better. Okay, it's a little bit better. Okay, I'm not gonna put stairs or cliffs in this one because I want this to be just an open battlefield. What I am gonna do is still put some stuff in. So let's put in some trees. I dragged in the wrong thing. Some trees. Yeah. Hey, Zebra, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Long time no see, chat. Screw the streamer. I've missed chat.
Ads
I like
are
it.
here. Pausing for ads.
I approve. I'm a part of chat too. If you say so. It's about a week of streams. Yeah, we've kind of changed a lot of stuff in that week, as you can see. Look at the little skull. See the skull? I like the skull. It's an accidental skull. Really enough, you can't find a good tutorial on PCG grids because it's just a single node. If you want a grid, use Create Points Grid. It's not going to be a tutorial for a single node. Like, what is the tutorial that you'd want? Like, I'm using a grid for this. I can't attack him in this test area. Okay, so we have this. You know, one thing we haven't added is a way to scatter, like, debris. There's one thing we haven't added. So I'll need to do that. But let me go into here, meshes, sculptures. You're so tiny. You're better. Do I want to put you on pedestals? Do you belong on a pedestal? I feel like no, you don't. Instead, You belong, something like this. I don't want to. Yeah, let's do this. I guess it should be more probably facing inwards. I think that's a little cooler. Options to watch for, especially when it comes to alignment. Again, when you're using a create grid, there's no alignment. It's a perfect grid. So you don't need to worry about there's nothing to align. Like stuff like that you're talking about isn't like any specific nodes. It's just, it's hard to make a tutorial or something like that because it's not a, there's no nodes that do that specifically. There's nothing like any of this stuff. I think it's more of a, like, the way you have to think about it, I guess. I'm struggling to even figure out how to describe what it, like, because it's not a node. If you could think of a tutorial that would make sense to make, I will gladly make it. Things you can do with a grid of points here. You see this entire place? This entire thing has been made with grids of points. There, I'm using a spline, but there's nothing different between a grid, point grid, and a spline and interior. And my stuff perfectly lines up, and I'm using multiple splines. Right? You can see it's still, even though I'm using splines, it still all lines up. So like, I mean, I have a basics for newbies video and just like getting started with PCG, but yeah, I don't have anything that, here's a points grid and like stuff like that. I think you're smarter than needing a true basics video though. I think you don't give yourself enough credit for that one. Why do I not see the nav mesh? How is the spider moving? Oh, was he jumping? Is that why? But why am I not seeing the nav mesh here? Oh, great. Why is this not working with nav mesh? Or is it working with nav mesh? Oh, it's working here. What? What the hell's going on? What? Why is my nav mesh like this? What? I clearly have collisions here. he clearly can walk here. Like, look, here's him moving. Well, that wasn't actually him moving. He's jumping and he's doing non-movement things. Which actually looks pretty cool when he does that. Because those are all abilities that are not. Oh, that was moving. That was walking, wasn't it? I love this. I think the speed is a little non-intentional, but I love the speed. But the fact that he can follow me means that it's working, I think. Because it doesn't make sense for it not to work. Oh, why did I just die and fall through? Oh, hold on. Did I forget to do what I think I forgot to do? No, it's set to static. I can't do them all at once. Ability. Static. Ability is set to static. What gives? Hey, Fubar, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You make a room with walls, floor, door, roof, etc. Place objects and randomly transform them. Place object on those objects, etc. Yes, you can do that with PCG. Yes. That is possible. But you won't have really good control of where things go, and personally, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't spawn all the furniture and procedurally, because then you have no control of, like, okay, where goes with what? Like, right? People, everything, the interior design is a thing, and when you just randomly put things around, you're not gonna have it be making logical sense. Like, why would the person put the, you know, X thing here and Y thing there? Which is why I don't like just full procedural. But I'm confused, though. I'm confused on multiple fronts. First, I'm confused why I fell through. I'm confused on he's walking around, but navigation says he can't. And I'm confused at me falling through when I die. What is going on? It's all static. If I look at collision, it's block all dynamic. If I move myself out of the way so you guys can see, it's all block dynamic. It's, oh, it is set. Why is that a world dead? Oh, okay. Custom. What is it called? Object type. World static. That's why. Because they're not marked as static. Oh, I have to do this on all of everything. I wish I could just specify a default. That would be great. That would be so nice. I should probably move myself back. Okay, so now if... Do I need to do a cleanup generate? No, for some reason, it's still the way it is. Nothing has changed. Why is this the way it is? I mean, this should help with the dying and falling to the floor, though. He attacked in the direction he did not point his arrow to. Why? Why is he attacking that direction anyway? He's pointing the right direction, but he's not attacking the right direction. Okay, now I'm not falling through. Good. So at least that fixes that. So it seems like the navigation is working. But... it's just not displaying properly for some reason. Very curious. Let me, though, modify all of the stuff that I've made to freaking be static. Stairs, stone cubes. Except, trees, don't have any collisions. That doesn't matter. Object. How are you guys doing? Shouldn't do this to so many. Having a nice Thursday. Okay, stairs, and then I think that's the last one. And then I think what I want to do is put some small floating islands around, and we can do that with the spline draw tool. Okay, I think those are the only two. Yep. I don't suppose that changed anything here, did it? No, it didn't. Okay. Before I forget, though. So first of all, this needs to encompass the entire area. Because this is going to be shooting spider webs and making the whole place effectively immobile. Then this spawns the spiderlings throughout the entire place. And I'm not going to put it all the way everywhere, but it's going to spawn it through the majority of this place. The amount of spiderlings is not going to be very high through density. Okay, so that's taken care of. We need spider webs, right? It's a spider's place. We need spider webs. I think that just makes logical sense. We also need spider eggs. And also, because I'm going to forget otherwise, I'm going to bring this and put this here. It's gonna be, yeah, it's actually pretty good on terms of the centering of it. Right there. So when you beat the spider, right, that portal's gonna turn on. I think that's a nice placement for it. Okay, let's put in spider eggs and all that good stuff. So let's go spider eggs. Actually, before you do the spider eggs, let's do ooh, how do I how do I throw spider webs on here? Oh, it's also going to be very hard to see over the stone. Might probably need to modify this a little bit. Do I want to make it a missive? Glowing spider spider webs? Surprisingly, not a big difference. Oh, it's because I'm modifying the wrong thing. That's why. That makes sense. Okay, now what's wrong? Okay, so it couldn't do it through that. Okay. First of all, let's tone that down so we have a better result here. So this is off. We can't really see it. One is decent. So I'm going to leave it like this. Actually, let's do let's see. So how do I, because I spawn, or the spider spawns spider webs, and the spider webs slow down the character. And so, you know what? The thing is stopping me from wherever I place these to have slowdown zones. I can just add slow zones wherever the spider webs are. Also, I need to give it the treatment of back faces. Because I don't want to see any of the back faces or affect all the way through it and all that stuff. Let's go here. Because I believe I put it in here. Yep. Copy. Right, so now it's a little bit better. It doesn't have those issues with stretching and things of that nature. You just put it wherever. And we don't have to worry about really stretching in places. Do I make it big? All right, scaling is odd. All right, so it's not projecting on this guy really. Right, if I could turn off and on. It's only projecting on where I need to. Oh, good, Vinny. Thanks for stopping by. It's a working day for you? My goodness, you're like me and we work Fridays. Well, enjoy your day at work, or try to. Have a good night, get some rest, get some sleep. It looks really weird on the grass, but at least it's very visible. And I feel like visibility is more important than realism when it comes to this stuff. Because if you cannot see it, you're gonna have a worse time. The center is a little bit empty, which does make this a little bit more challenging, but I'm not gonna put it in all of them. Let's do let's have that one be covered in spiders, and maybe actually let's go spread it around here. If I have it like overlapping like this, actually it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Just take all of this. I want to do especially the main statue areas. I want to put these on there. So when you're kind of coming in, you kind of see it. I also put it a little bit further out as well. I don't have the same amount on all of them. So this one can have just a bit, and then the other one could have nothing, pretty much. Let's see. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I think The web is a little too bright, so I don't want 0. I want to do a little bit at least. So maybe like 0.25. All right, compared to 0, 0.25 compared to 1. Yeah, like a little bit of glow there does help. Mostly, again, is just so you could see where it is when the abilities start triggering. Just because it's the way it is. I could try changing the color, to be fair. But I feel like the color, there's no color I can make the spider web that would make it stand out better. That would make sense. Like, I can make it like a bluish tone, but then it just doesn't make sense for spiders. Red spider silk? It would stick out a little more. No, I think we keep it as is for now.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
And I'll add a few spider eggs spots there. That'll also help tie that all together. It's gonna be beautiful. I hope. Yeah, ads are done. Let's put some more of these decals. I'm thinking along the road. So that way, I'll also potentially add some spawnering spots here, and maybe make a slowdown zone. And actually, maybe I'll add the areas in here on this kind of broken path instead. I probably should do both. No, I should do both. Have one here, have one there. We should have a few just scattered around. And definitely some in the middle. Oh, how did I not add any into the middle? What was I doing? $100% we should have some in the middle. Yeah, and that will be also work as slow down areas. Let me real quick just do these so I can just really see the areas. Let's put it does not look correct at all, no matter how you're gonna do this on a tree. Well, I can put it next to the tree. Okay. Yeah, I do want something here. Not much, just something. Okay. Can we get the slow zones in? So we're gonna go to level related zones, slow movement zones. Oh, slow movement zones come with they come with their own set them up. Can I do a replace with no, because they're facing in different directions. Oh god damn it. No. Fine. We don't have to okay. I'm not gonna replace all of them. What I'm gonna do is just use one. In certain areas. So that not the entire thing will be a slowdown zone. Oh, how's the sound cue? We should move that here. Really should be both. It really should be all of them. God darn it. I did it to myself. I forgot. Memory of a goldfish. Memory of a freaking goldfish. I should add I should probably add a billboard to this. Oh, hold on. It has this thing. I changed the billboard size. Oh wait, am I? No. Oh, it's just low down in the ground because of its placement. Never mind. Billboard. Let's move it up. So maybe something like this. There you go. So now it is just easier to work with. Okay, let's kill this. I do think this is a good idea though, because this will allow us to effectively show the player that if he runs in here, it's gonna get slowed down, and so when the spider starts spawning areas like that, you know, you'll be like, oh, I know what's going on immediately. And some might say knowing is half the battle. I don't know what the other half is. I've never asked. But as long as you know, you know. Just has one around it probably, and then let's get rid of these two guys. So the only decals we're actually going to be left with in the end is the ones that are diagonal on the statues that don't actually, they're just pure visuals, but these that are on the ground be like that. You need to go. And you guys already been replaced. So. Okay, I think we got them all. Okay, so. Question 1. Is he going to complain to me? Because it has no owner. Yes, it is. Because I think on these, I do not have it exposed. It is only on... I'm going to begin overlap, begin play. Oh, life duration. Let me change the life duration on these. Otherwise, they should disappear after 12 seconds. Assuming that this also works. After I changed up a bunch of stuff before. Yeah, so it still works. So we need to change the life duration of all these to be effectively forever. Oh, and I never put any in the middle. Yeah, when you're running out of the portal, yeah, you're gonna have to go through through some slowdown. But that aside, a component begin overlap. I'm going to move speed of the other actor. This is exposed. I could. I'm not actually setting it here. I'm not setting it there. If I mean, I could just do web and then how much, right? What was the problem that it was having? Oh, there you go. No problems anymore. 25 is not enough. Let's do 50. Because it didn't immediately be like, oh yeah, I'm slowed down. There we go. Now I'm slowed down. Why is it affecting the character? The character should be immune to decals, effectively. What's going on in that one? Yeah, you should not be affected by decals. Did I not change that? It's set to none. Oh, it's because it's freaking emissive. God damn it. It's because it's emissive. Emissive bypasses the debuffer. Oh. Shit. Oh. Emissive decals will still work on me. Will still work on the characters. Shit. I put it back to what it's supposed to be at. How bad is it? I mean, I can definitely see it, and it does look weird. We can't have a missive then. I mean, you can still see it. It's harder to see it for sure. Is there any way to make the spider web appear more clearly. That doesn't make it look unnatural. I'm not sure. For now, I guess we'll leave it at this. Because the alternative is worse. We'll get back to that. Let's go grab spider eggs, which is a previous PCG graph that I set up. Oh, I think that was the controller disconnecting. The only place where it spawned the eggs was the place I don't want it. Good start. I need to. Can I just do this? Yep, I can. I need to change the settings for these. No. Actually, what is exposed here? Distance masking. Let's just turn off distance masking. And then I can just control where the spider eggs go. Only thing is, I wonder if, oh no, it seems like it's not in here, is it? No, there's one underneath. Do I not have a cutout for these eggs? Why am I cutting them out from each other? What is the point of this? This was done a long time ago. This is not needed. Yeah, let me just change this up. This is masking. We're just killing that entirely. We don't need this distance thing. You can do the transform points fine. Attribute noise. Density filter to just cut out a few. We don't need that anymore because now we have select points. And at the time this didn't exist. But what I want to do is cut out any static meshes that are overlapping it. And that might be difficult. Get actor data. Or all members by class static mesh actor. Like multiple single point or simple data. Your point is a lot bigger than I thought. Okay, but you do work. Yeah. Because it is the shape that it is. That's what happens. Why are you still... Why is it cutting out all those points? What's a better way of doing this? This is not a good way of doing this. Not for this. I could say screw it and be fine with it. I can just draw around it. What I can do is I want this one. I just do one of these. For this, it's fine. All right, more disappear. Hey, come back here. There you go. Right. So that's better. Do one of you, which is better here. And now we don't have any on the middle. Excellent. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do a cleanup. And then take you over here. How do I want to do this? Maybe like something like this. Yeah, that's not bad. And then we do the same thing on the other one. And then we'll have some spotter eggs, which are going to spawn because that's why they're designed like that, the way they are. They're going to pop with some spiderlings. You don't want to go crazy with them. Okay, that's fine. I do want to put some more around. The only thing that I'm thinking about right now is the way it's set up. You have to kill all the spiderlings, basically, of every cluster to progress, or wait 2 minutes. So I might change that. Excuse me. That might need to change. It's fine.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Yeah, this looks good. I got one more to do there. And then we got our spider eggs. I don't think I'll put any in the center. I think just the center being a slowdown there is fine. I'm going to also reduce the slowdown of these areas, but we'll see. I've not played around with having multiple slowdown setups, slowdown intensities. I don't, or maybe I have, I don't remember anymore. It's been too long. Yeah, let's do... I'll have this one just be as is, honestly. Not every single one of them has to have spider eggs. Does it? Nah, I'll do like a little one. There's the end doesn't work here. For some reason. All right, just a few. Hey, Jonah, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's going well. It's going well. They're setting up the new boss arena. Just looking pretty nice so far. All right, we have... I want to put some on the side of the road here. You see some here. Fair. If you look carefully, you can see the spider webs. I like a little... The pitter patter of feet might be very hard to hear. I can hear it. I don't know how loud it is for you guys. Yeah. I like it. I like it. Okay. So we have those. Let's see what else I might add here. Yeah, spider spooky. Supernova, thank you. Is this the threshold for when a game starts to feel like a game? Well, no, it started to feel like a game earlier. It's just, it starts to look like a more polished game. song is a game, and it feels like a game, right? But it's just not very pretty. So, but yeah, this is definitely when I swap to this kind of setup. Yeah, this is when things start to be a lot better. I don't think this area deserves needs this kind of stuff. I could put a chalice or something down. I can just do this. Why? There's no reason for it. It doesn't make sense. I'm not doing it. It doesn't make sense. I think this method also feels a lot more cohesive in terms of curating levels. Yeah. Now, hold on. What do you mean this method? Which method specifically are you talking about? Of creating it the way I am, or what do you mean? Because I said yeah, but I'm like, wait, what specifically do you mean? This method of designing areas, yeah, okay, yeah. Like, I just wanted to double check because you never know. This is just a rock. This is this is static mesh. Why is this under runes? I mean, it's cool, but I think for this one, I don't know if I want to do. Ooh, pretty sphere. Ooh, pretty. I have a stone sphere and a. Looks nice, but I don't know. I don't. Although, with PCG versus pre-made. Oh, I got it. Never know what? I don't look. I never know anything. So that me saying that fits 100% of all situations. I never know anything. Yeah, what I'm thinking about the diamond thingy is, what if it was just like floating out here in some real places? I kind of just like that idea. I wanted to do a little floating islands too, but there's no time tonight, I think, to do them. I have some like way down below. You're like on the edge, you'll see like one. I kind of like this idea. So we'll see how this looks in a moment. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's one down there. There's one floating out there. He almost ran off. It's not bad. It's not amazing. I feel like they need to be like in the distance. More so. I feel like down below and in the distance would be better. Compared to up higher. I mean, that feels a little bit better, like for that one, the first one. This one's kind of maybe fine. This one's close. I feel like they should be further away. I feel like considerably further away. But the idea behind it, I think, is fine. Thinking for the last while, since the last hour, is it feasible to do any sort of scriptable geometry at runtime? To generate a plane at runtime? Yes, you can do geometry scripting at runtime. In fact, there's tutorials for that, like to show how to do, like put bullet holes or cut geometry fully. You could do all that kind of stuff at runtime. It is expensive in terms of performance, but you can do it. If I recall, I think search just UE5 geometry script bullet holes, I think you'll probably find some. No, what was I searching for? Runtime? You can do it. This is one that's doing booleans at runtime. So this is runtime geometry scripting. So yeah, you could do it at runtime. It is a bit expensive in terms of performance, but yeah, you can do it. Just search like geometry script runtime or things of that nature, and you'll get some a few results. Done on a loading screen? Oh yeah, you could, if you were trying to do like a procedural thing of like generating stuff, yeah, you could do it all, wait till it to finish, and then do it. I don't know if geometry script has a like it is done processing it kind of thing. So but yes, runtime, you can absolutely do it. So that one's a little too far. And I think from here, I'm looking at this one, not even this one. So I need to move them like down further. No, I think I might kill him. I think instead I'm going to, I don't think they work great. What I'm going to do is put in little floating islands. That was the plan. And here, I can do, there's still a little bit of time. You can do a little bit of a floating island thing. Can I just do a tangent jack free draw? Let's not do that because I didn't like the distance there. 1,000, maybe. Loop. Let's try 500. Loop. Accept. That. Let's see if that's too big. Well, it just shows that, hey, there's another platform, another little small island there. But I think the other ones should be smaller. Still. Why is Loki getting turned off? Let's see. All right, that looks pretty good for the distance there. I like that. If we go a little further, I think I want something a little closer there. We got another one here, which is fine. I think I want one in between those two. Oh no. And maybe one in between. There's that one. Which is a little bit far away. Let's move this one maybe like over here. And let's make another one. Here. I don't know why the pivot point is all the way up here, I will say. I'll have to experiment and see if PCG can handle it immediately after it generates. I think it should be able to, because keep in mind, geometry scripting you can do inside of PCG. That's what dynamic meshes are. So you can generate with PCG. So just keep that in mind. That is completely possible. But give you a bridge version of idea you had. Do it. What is it? Tell us all about it. I want to do not hollow on this one, so I can make it real thin. There you go. Yeah. I think this will work really nice. Your script will generate a medium poly mesh. Use multiple noise functions to offset vertically the plane to get undulating height. Then sample the same mesh with PCG to have it spawn certain things based on data asset tables that have data for blockable geo, decoration, props, grass, and hero assets. You can do a blobby shape or a shape that you want. Just keep in mind that it is going to be more complex than it's gonna be complex. That's all. Don't try to build a level, basically, is what I'm saying. You can definitely try, but don't. Let's try 4 1. Let's take a look at these. Obviously, they don't have much going on them, but we can populate them with certain things. That looks kind of nice. This is kind of what I had in mind. Maybe these are now too close together. But that's definitely what I had in mind. Only the issue you'd have is material. You'd need to do world aligned materials. Almost guaranteed. Procedural terrain, yeah. On a large scale, you're going to run into issues, I will say. On a large scale, I would not do this. That's my main thing. Is just don't try doing this on a large scale. If you want to build, you know, like I did the tutorial in the cave, right? That's fine. Doing something like the cave is fine, but yeah, I wouldn't go really bigger than that. Why is this? Wait, it is. It's doing the thing where it's dragging out the what I don't want. Turn it. Let me select now the one I want. You know what? It's fine. Hollow's fine. And if I change this to maybe like this, yeah, different results. There you go. That's better. There you go. Ah, cool. Or single level, yeah, but I don't know how big your level is. I understand it's for a single level, but entire process starts with a randomly generated seed that persists throughout the entire process, so that a global seed is basically one-to-one determination. Okay, I recommend you play around with that first and really see how long it takes and how good it is, because what you're describing is possible to do, but it is not the simplest thing or the quickest thing to achieve. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, I want one more over here, but overall, I'm relatively happy with this. Let's play some trees for now. There's a big one over there. Oh, good job with these. Why are these floating? All right. Let's try something like this, and then we can try scaling these as well. Some of them. I think that's what all we have time for. If fails, will 100% fall back to grid-based gen. Yeah, do it. A little extra, you know, islands. I like it. It makes you feel more like a actual float. You're on a floating island when you see other floating islands around. You know. I want another one probably over here to the right. Maybe like one that's really close, but we're out of time and that's fine. We can do it tomorrow. I want to say better slap some trees on them bad boys. You read my mind. Yeah, I want to put in some more like props. We haven't made a tool for scattering just like rocks and things. So I want to possibly create one for rocks and things. So I think that'll be tomorrow's setup. So yeah, and then we'll have a full new level, which I think is looking pretty nice, especially compared to where it was. It was still the cubes block out version compared to every other one that at least had a circle. This one's just cubes, so yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed watching me actually do some environment art for once. I think this is the first stream I've ever done where I've effectively done environment art. Like, oh no, I guess I've also done the Japan stuff. No, I've done it before. This is just the best one because it actually no, I did the whole Japan stuff and I've done plenty of them. It is the first one that utilizes a setup that I want to use and I've made myself versus, you know, a pre-made one. But yeah, Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back tomorrow for some more fun and games for Halloween. Spooky. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye bye.